Hello, and welcome to Reborn Mind, Body, Soul. My name is Matthew Muzzy Muskeen, and if you're watching this, you believe in new beginnings and becoming your own ultimate superhero. Now, my intention for this video is to talk to you about the trust in yourself, the trust in the process, and the trust in Mother Nature. So with that being said, let's get into it. Trusting the process. What is trusting the process? Well, that's what we're going to get into here. So before we get started, there's a foundation that I want to lay. Trusting the process. What is that? Well, I want to take you through a thought experiment. Think about this concept. When you were born, you came from nowhere and now you're here. You see that? It's just a space change from nowhere to now here, from the non-physical to the physical. So think about when you were born. Think about the year you were born. Where were you 2 years before that? I love thinking like that. It just gets me excited. Like, where was I? What was I? But now take it to the year that you were born, where you first were conceived, when you were 9 months in your mother's belly. You had to trust the process. I mean, you didn't even have a choice. You weren't even conceptualizing not trusting the process. You weren't concerned if you had a nose. You weren't concerned if you had eyes. You weren't concerned about the color of hair. You weren't concerned about the height. You just trusted. You just let go. And then when you came into the world, something took over. It was your ego. And that's okay. It happened to all of us. And then we started not trusting in that same nature that brought us here. Now, I want to ask you, for the next 90 years or so, why is anything else different? This is something that I've been working with in my journey and currently experiencing. I'm standing right here, right now, because of trust. But that wasn't always that way. Now, I want to give you an example of something that happened just recently. I've been working with good old Jumanji here on trusting the process, and it's been beautiful. This is why I wanted to share today with you. So we first came to Bali with an intention to live in a beautiful place that is conducive to our energy, be closer to the ocean, and live in nature. But there's a process to getting to that. There's a process to getting to what we want. Now, we first showed up. We didn't really know the location. We just went off the internet machine, and we weren't quite sure what it looked like, and we didn't get a feel of the area. But when we showed up, it wasn't exactly what we wanted. We didn't feel right. It wasn't conducive to the technology detox. So that day I had to speak with Jumanji and say, you know, part of this process of trusting the process is feeling good, is listening to your intuition, listening to that inner nature, that same nature that brought us into this universe. And this was such a fun process because we got to work with the feeling. And what I said was, just trust in your feeling, trust in you, that you can create whatever it is you want. And part of that journey was getting Jumanji to lead us to the next stage. Well, we stumbled across Ahmed. Beautiful location, great for a technology detox. Then from there, I said, all right, now you've got a win under your belt. Let's move on over to the next place that's more conducive and closer to what it is we want to create. We came on over and we did the same process again, but the place we showed up was double booked. And I went, yes, this is perfect. Time to trust again. And sometimes when we want it to really work, we think going harder at it and thinking more about it and maybe trying to solve it will solve the problem. But it's actually about this trusting, this letting go. So what we actually ended up doing was I said, perfect. Let's leave our bags here. Let's go for a walk. Let's go get a smoothie and let it all go. And trust. And what do you know? We came up with an idea to go to a place just down there. From there, it was great. It was exactly what we needed. But the lady said we had to be out the next day. I'll tell you what, we didn't have anywhere. We had no idea where we were going to be. So that night, I actually didn't get much sleep. And quite frankly, I wasn't in the best state. So what we did, instead of looking on the computer machine is we went and walked around the area, and they say that it takes about 7 no's to get a yes. So we were hot, sweaty, walking around, and it just wasn't lining up. So we stopped again, felt good, and we went and got a massage. Trust the process. And we must have looked about like 10 locations or something, maybe a bit more. On our way home, we were in the area, and we said, hey, why don't we just go down there? And what do you know? We're standing in this magnificent area overlooking the ocean, rice terrace, beautiful people. We got the whole top floor to ourselves. And this is quite frankly the best spot. And somewhere in here is where we're going to be living. And I'm excited to show you that when we get there. But right now I'm in the trust process. So again, how does this tie to you? And how do you get more comfortable in trusting the process? Well, think about it. Like anything, it's experience. So over time, when you get some wins under your belt, you start to trust in the process. Now, there's many things to trust, right? We got to trust relationships. We got to trust other people. We got to trust our life. We got to trust that we're working towards something. But if we don't trust in the process, that creates anxiety. That creates this non-peace in our chest. And that's truly where anxiety comes from, is not trusting. And Eckhart Tolle talks about it. It's about this future moment that we don't trust. And then that creates flutters in the chest. So what's the solution? Well, first is work towards something that builds confidence. So let's say, for example, you're looking to ask someone out on a date. One of the things I used to do to build trust that I would find someone and work through that is I would just start saying hello to strangers. But you start building momentum and you start trusting the process, and soon enough you find a beautiful girl in Bali. But there's multiple different ways in things, whether it's quitting a job, whether it's coming and being in a beautiful place like this. You got to trust the process. You got to trust that it will work out. So after this video, I encourage you to ask yourself, what goal are you trying to work towards? What it is that you want? What is something you've been wanting to do? And where can you let go and trust in yourself? More importantly, if you can't trust in yourself, trust in the universe, God, whatever you may call it, to getting you to what it is you want. With that being said, I share my peace and I share my love. Hey, thanks for sticking around. If you want more videos like this, click the videos next to me right here. They're exactly what you need to see. And if you're new here, click the subscribe button, become of the Reborn family, and become a better, stronger version of yourself. Leave a comment below because I read all of them. So come be a part of the family. Thanks for watching.